So can we win a game without bumping anything? And I'm actually serious about this one. Like, there's no catch behind it. I'm actually gonna try and leak every single balloon that comes out, and I'm gonna try and out heal the damage that's gonna be done to us. So for every balloon that's gonna leak, I'm gonna try and use we're gonna use a couple of methods to restore lives, and that's kind of the idea behind this thing. But first off, we're playing on easy mode just because it's 40 rounds. I don't think this is doable on any other game mode. I don't think even the medium is doable actually, because it's 60 rounds and it's just a lot of RB that we're not gonna be able to heal in a single round. I left the cooldowns to 100%, so we're not gonna help ourselves out with the heli abilities, because that's gonna be the main way that we're gonna restore lives, through helis. And then I gave myself $50,000 because I think that that's about a fair start, because we are going to need to have some sort of start. If we start with a normal amount of money, like just starting with like $800, that's not even gonna be Ben actually. So we are going to need a little bit of help. Is this more than we need? Is this less than we need? I don't know, we're gonna figure out. So I'm going to get all of these helis. I feel like this is a spot, and the only spot in which these helis are not gonna be able to reach the track. And first off, let's talk about a couple of things and what my idea is behind this. Let's just see if we can buy. Okay, so that's not even 4 helis, that's only 3 helis that we can afford. That's fine, we're gonna keep using the ability. Let's just see if these guys reach. They don't. Okay, that's good, that's good. So this is our spot. We're gonna have all the helis in the top left corner. So first off, how is this gonna work? Well, we have Ben. Now Ben is useful in a lot more ways than you might think. First off, he's making money for us, and I should probably get this glue runner to like 0.12 actually, just to kind of get the slow going. So yeah, let's get him to 0.12, and then we can just keep this thing going. So the idea is to slow these balloons down. We're gonna keep them as slowed as possible throughout the entire track, so that we can have these abilities come off cooldown, and then we use the heli abilities to restore lives, and that's hopefully going to keep up with the amount of lives that we're leaking. But we're gonna pull a lot of tricks. At least that's the plan. So first off, why Ben? Well, Ben has a couple of things. First off, he makes a lot of money, and that's going to be helpful. Second off, he restores lives. I think it's at level 5 or level 6 that he restores lives. He's also got the Trojan, which when it affects a balloon, that means that balloon is no longer going to be spawning any balloons out of it, so it's going to leak for very little lives. And this goes for the Moab, for example, which is going to leak for very few lives, and basically any balloon that it affects. And then the level 10 Siphon Funding, when you activate the ability, it downgrades all of the balloons that are spawning into a lower level balloons, which means that they're going to, if those balloons leak, they're gonna exit as a lower tier balloon, and they're gonna leak less lives. So Ben is just the perfect hero when you think about it. It's like they didn't even put him into the game for something as crazy as this. But he's perfect for this one. He's just your guy. And also, why Lotus Island? Well, as you guys can see, Lotus Island is, well, first off, it's a long map, but number 2 is that Lotus Island has these, well, lotus flowers, which when you click on them, they stun the balloons for a short amount of time, and this is gonna buy us time for the abilities. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 with this map. These flowers, they charge up every 3 minutes, I think it was, if I remember correctly, the timer. And actually, let me get one more glue, because these glues seem to be getting deglued, or at least the glue seems to be expiring right about this point. Yeah, so let me get another one. So we're going to need a lot of money for this one. I mean, the plan is to just be buying a lot of stuff. So we're going to need an Energizer sub for sure, because it's going to reduce the cooldowns, which is an expensive tower by itself. We're going to need Ben to get to level 20, and because there's no way Ben gets to level 20 in 40 rounds, that means that we're going to have to buy Ben to level 20, which is like a couple $100,000 that we're gonna need to farm. Okay, let's get the third glue going. I think that this is another spot in which the balloons are starting to lose the glue, so I think that spot there should be fine. And probably want to get one more, I guess, somewhere at the top, or maybe next to the other. Maybe I just get the glue like next to each lotus flower, and then the balloons are gonna get stunned, and then they're gonna get slowed in that area. Let me just buy the glue hose, by the way, in all of these 3 glues, just because we have the money. I mean, I should probably be buying helis, but these early rounds are not as dangerous, so I feel like we should probably be making the investment now. Okay, so 23,000, and I think I should start looking for spots for this Energizer sub. Let's try this top. I don't think this is gonna be, I think that's gonna reach when we get the longer range. I think the bottom is gonna work either, and the bottom right is not gonna work either for sure. So let's just try and have it here with the helis. So when we buy the longer range, it should it should not reach, right? I mean, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't reach. Let's just get the Energizer, and there we go. We have these cooldowns going. This is very important for the entire thing, by the way, for the entire run. Just because it's going to reduce not only the heli abilities, but it's also going to reduce the siphon funding later on. So that's very important. We're going to be getting a lot of lives saved just by using the siphon funding. Let's just keep spending all the money. We don't have that much space now that I look at this. I mean, it's a big island, but the heli platforms are big as well. So it's not going to be like 40-50 helis that we can buy to just keep spamming these abilities. It's going to be a lot less. And let's do a quick pop count check. I mean, everything's at 0, right? Yeah, Benny's obviously, the glues are obviously at 0. I mean, I know why I'm clicking them, but it's just obviously at 0. And these lotus flowers, they don't take any pops, like they don't do any damage, so they're just perfect for this challenge, right? There's no spot to place this guy on the left side, so I guess we should have him like here. And this should be the last glue gunner, I think, because the glue should last until they exit, right? So let's watch these green blues. Yeah, it does. So that's the last glue gunner, basically, that we're going to have. It's a 032. So let me just try and get... I actually want to get a Wall Street now. These bottom path farms, they're going to store a little bit of lives per round. But the Wall Street is like 10 lives per round. So that's a little bit of help, I think. And it's going to help with making money, because we are going to need money to buy Ben's levels later on. So we're not there yet. I mean, we're making good progress, especially with the lives, but keep in mind this is only round 13, so it's gonna get interesting. And is it time to start upgrading Ben a little bit? I mean, Ben is level 4, which I guess you wouldn't expect, but I think it's time to give him a few upgrades. So let's just get him to level, that's level 6, which restores 5 lives per round, but I don't think it works actually, because it's 5 rounds up until the starting amount of lives. So it's going to be like, if we had 195 lives, he was going to be able to restore the 5 lives back to 200, but he's not going to be able to do that. So let's get the Trojan. The Trojan is super useful. And let me just see, so we're nearing 1,000 lives. And these balloons it's just red balloons, so they're going to be super. And I want to get the village, by the way, for this Trojan, now that I think about it. So this Trojan is affected by attack speed buffs, which means that the more attack speed Ben has, nice, there's the spot. It means that the more attack speed Ben has, the faster it's going to get thrown out, which is very important for us. And that's the life limit, by the way. Did you guys see that? So when you reach 1,000 lives, I'm not sure if you guys know, but when you reach 1,000 lives, you can no longer generate lives at the same rate that you were previously able to generate. So I don't know the exact rates at which the lives go up. Like there was a percentage, and I think it was like you get 90% lives less than you would have. And that's why whenever we use the ability, when our life count is over 1,000, instead of getting 12 lives, we only get 1 life. And that's what makes this whole run interesting. That's what makes this thing have a point. Because if you can just go to an infinite amount of lives, like just like that, if you can just stack an infinite amount of lives, you can just keep around in place. And that means that you can eventually leak anything, right? So let's upgrade Ben a couple more times, see how much money we have. Yeah, that's I mean, we're missing a lot of money to get the level 20 siphon funding, which lasts double the amount, if I remember correctly. So that's gonna be super useful. And I was talking about Ben a little bit in the Trojan. I mean, the attack speed from the jungle jumps is nice, but if we could get the ultra boost, which I don't think is happening, by the way, just because the ultra boost is the Millipath NG and that guy gets a lot of range. And that probably means that he's gonna be able to reach every part of the track. But if we can somehow get the ultra boost and we ultra boost Benji 10 times, that means that he's going to be throwing that Trojan like crazy, and basically everything is gonna be leaking at like 1 life each. So I think we should probably be doing a quick pop count check soon, but let's see how we do versus round 27. So I use the siphon funding, the new siphon funding, and let's do a quick pop count check on these guys, by the way. So everything is looking to be at 0. I think everything's fine. Yeah, so we're at 0 on all these helis, and this round is going to leak a lot, but we reduce some of these. No way. How did you get a pop? How did this thing happen? I'm gonna sell him. I do not understand how that happened, but it's fine. He's gone, guys. Don't worry about it. I got him out. He's no longer with us. But this round is... Are we starting to see some trouble actually? Because this was the first round that actually took away a huge chunk of our lives. It was 300 lives, even though we used the funding. So, and let's take a look at what happens on this one. So that's a bunch of pink balloons, which actually have the glue. They look like yellows a little bit, but it's pink balloons. they're gonna allow them more Trojan, so it's not that many leaks. And I guess we have all of these abilities ready because rounds like 28 and 30, it's only a couple of lead balloons, and when they get Trojan, they leak for 1 life. So these are kind of our reset rounds, so that's why all these abilities are ready. But let's just have them, and let's just see what happens with this one. So I'm going to use the Trojan again. I'm going to be using the Trojan, not the Trojan, but the Siphon Funding as much as possible. And let me do a pop count check actually on the Energizer, because I haven't checked it. This is exactly what I was afraid of. I sold it. Why did it have 3 pops? I don't understand. Like, we checked, right? We double checked this thing. Oh, you know what it was? It might have been in the process of attacking. So when you're going, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So when you're upgrading to the top path, one of the upgrades is the intel. So while upgrading it, I guess it was like a millisecond in which it had the intel, but it like launched a single dart, and that's how it got the pops. That is just so unfortunate, but I sold it. It's no longer with us, but I'm kind of sad about that sub. I mean, it was doing a lot of work, but we can't have it. And this round is actually, that's a bunch of green balloons. So let's see how low we go from this one. It's gonna be like 700. Is that going to 600? Yes, it is. Okay, so it's starting. It is starting, guys. It is. The leaks are. So I'm gonna try and, I think I got the rainbow. So round 35 has rainbows, and I see zebras, so I think I timed it correctly. Let's see how many we lose on this one. This is a huge RBE round as well, and look at those balloons at the bottom. Oh my god. That's 600. I see a bunch of white balloons. Is that gonna take us down to 500? No, it's not, but I'm just spamming these abilities because it's happening, it's starting. Let's just watch this wave. This wave is gonna take out, hopefully not that much. Okay, and round 36. So 36 has, again, a bunch of RB. I'm gonna try and reduce as many of these waves as possible, but let's see what's gonna happen. So we're at 500, I'm spamming these abilities. We don't even have the Energizer, by the way, because it had a couple of pops. So 500, 400, no way, 300, 173, and it went down a little bit. We need the Energizer, guys. I'm gonna be honest, we need the cooldown reduction. I'm gonna rebuy it. Hopefully it doesn't get any pops now. 173 lives. Oh my god, this thing is... Oh, I'm kind of late on the... I should have been using the Siphon, right? I only got the camo balloons at the bag, but that's... Let's see what happens. I'm just spamming this ability. So 342 lives, and these guys, hopefully these Lotus Flowers can do something about these balloons. Yeah, it's not looking good. 100 lives. Yeah, I think this is it. I think that we're going to lose on this one, but... So I did not use the Siphon on the previous round, so I'm going to do it now. Let's use the Siphon immediately and try and hit as many of these balloons as possible. It was like zebras and white balloons, I think, that it summons. So, yeah, as long as we take care of those guys, so it's just... What's that? It's a bunch of pink balloons, and then I see zebras coming at the back, a bunch of LEDs. But as long as we Trojan the LEDs... Oh yeah, this is going 120. I mean, I'm spamming the ability, but we're kind of barely keeping up. 106 was the lowest that I saw, actually. And 165 ability. No ability up anytime soon, so this is basically it. I hope those zebras up top, I hope that they're Trojan. I really do, because, I mean, a lot of them are. But let's just hope nothing leaks that many lives. So it's 118. Okay, so they weren't all Trojan. That's fine though. We have an ability up, and let me just... I should try and get this heli in the left corner as well. So 140, 150. Yeah, we're kind of getting some lives back. We're going up. We're not in the hundreds, and these guys are all Trojans, so that should be 1 life each. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, we're back into the 300s. Okay, so for this one, I want to wait a little bit and now use the ability, because these lead balloons, they kind of spawn at the start of the round, but not immediately, so I kind of wanted to get them. And also there are 2 ceramics at the back, so hopefully we get those 2 ceramics. I think that's a very important part, because we do not want to be leaking ceramics. That's over 100 lives each. So I just keep using these abilities. I see, yeah, there are a bunch of abilities coming up. It's pink balloons up top. Those guys are not gonna get Trojan, and actually, we did only get one of the ceramics. Can you guys see them at the bottom? So one of them is a zebra, but the other one is just a straight up ceramic. So that guy's gonna leak, and that's gonna be a bunch of lives. But we got 1 to rainbow. I guess that's kind of fine. Let me just spam these abilities. That's a bunch of white balloons up top, and it's looking... I mean, the rainbow is not getting... Oh yeah, it got Trojan, so it's gonna leak for 1 life. That's nice. This Trojan is doing so much work. Ben in general is doing so much work in this thing. And you know what? I just realized I tried buying the sub the previous time because we sold it and we tried to rebuy it. But because we restarted around 37, I forgot to rebuy it the second time. So this whole time we were playing without the sub actually. It's only going to be up for around 39. So let's just try and spam this ability. We kind of want to get as many of these balloons as possible, I guess, just because this is like a huge RB round. It's white and black balloons at start, and then it's zebras and rainbows at the end. And I think we got like half of the rainbows. So hopefully these rainbows at the back are gonna get Trojaned, and then we can probably sustain the losses of these other balloons. So let's just see what happens up top. It's gonna get a little close, I think. It's gonna get a little close. So let's see what happens. 400. I mean, I'm spamming these abilities. It's 500 lives. This is gonna be the huge wave. 200. Yes, we do. Okay, and there we go. Siphon funding on the Moab. That's why there's no Moab. It's just a ceramic balloon, guys. It's just a Trojan ceramic. How many lives is this guy gonna leak for? 279. But we did it. We actually did it. It is possible with $50,000 to start actually, but it is actually possible. So it leaked for, how many lives did it leak for? I didn't get that. It was 279. It went to 289, but that's like 10 lives from the Wall Street that we got, and maybe something from Ben. And let's just do a quick pop count check on these guys. So it's 0 on everyone, I think. Yeah, 0 on all helis and actually 0 on the sub. So we did it. But yeah, that was a super fun challenge. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.